Coming to you live with all the sports action from around the UP. Welcome to Friday Night Frenzy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Frenzy, presented by the Venice Pub and Pizzeria in Nishpermain. I'm Jerry Taylor. Well, today is Valentine's Day. Lots of chocolates, roses, and other assorted candies are always involved with this holiday. Valentine's Day is all about, well, love. And how fitting that we begin the frenzy with, well, two teams that just can't stand each other. Can I get a prenup, please? UP rivals Lake State and Northern clashed on the ice at the Berry. First period, the home team on the attack. Stefan Vijay puts a shot on goal. Reed Seckel would eventually bang it home, and just like that, NMU led 1-0. 4.5 minutes later, the Wildcats' power play just ended. Brock Maschmeyer gives the puck to Mitch Jones, and from the far side, Jones lights the lamp. That made it 2-0 in favor of the Cats. A few minutes later, Lake State on the power play. Eric Drapluk's shot from the point was deflected home by Colin Campbell, and that cut the NMU lead in half. The Lakers would eventually tie the game here. Mitchell Nardi's shot was mishandled by Cats goalie Matthias Dahlstrom. Gus Coralie puts home the juicy rebound that tied the game at 2. Lake State would score 3 more goals in the second and the third, and they win it tonight 5-3 over NMU. From Marquette to Houghton we go. The Huskies played against Alaska at the McKinnis Student Ice Arena. First period, the Nanooks on the power play. Nolan Huseman would put the puck in on the doorstep. 1-0 Fairbanks. Tech would counter on a power play of its own. Less than a minute later, David Johnstone lights the lamp, and it was 1-1 after 1. Let's go to the second. Alaska's Garrick Perry from the point throws it on net, and it beats Copley via 5-hole. 2-1 Alaska. The Nanooks weren't done either. Josh Erickson would bang it home, giving Alaska a 3-1 lead. Tech would pull to within a single goal here. Hancock native Tanner Caro to Blake Hedela for the goal. 3-2 Alaska, but the Nanooks would score 7 goals in the game, and they end Tech's 4-game win streak.
I thought we played like we were fat and happy tonight. And you have to be able, and let's face it, we haven't had many 4-game winning streaks, probably since I've been here, and a lot of these players. And as much as, like I said, you come off a game like the Huntsville, and you're, as coaches, you know what you're in for. And sometimes it's hard to translate that to the players.
I think right from the beginning they came out really flying and outcompeted us and outskated us, and I think that was kind of what happened out throughout the game.
With that puck, Huskies will hold
Both
it in.
the Huskies as well as the Wildcats will try and salvage a split tomorrow night. Across the WCHA, it was Ferris State 4, Bemidji State 1. Minnesota State blanked Alabama Huntsville 4-0, so the top 2 teams in the conference, earn more points. And in Anchorage, the Falcons and Seawolves just dropped the puck a few minutes ago. The Finlandia men's hockey team tied at Lawrence tonight 3-3 with overtime included. In high school action, it was Escanaba 4, Calumet 1. Hancock shut out Kingsford 4-0. And in the second period in Wisconsin, the Royals lead 4-2 against the Rampage. To girls hoops we go. First place in the Mid-Penn Conference was on the line tonight between Westwood and Negaunee. First quarter, the Patriots with control of the rock. Lizzie Dufnall Van Buren lobs it perfectly down low for Hannah Salmi off the glass and in. The Pats up 2. The other way for the Miners, Alita Johnson tracks down the loose ball, and from the free throw line, she sinks the J. Negaunee down just 2. Late in the first, the Miners inbound the ball. Dufnall Van Buren picks off the pass, and she would take it in for 2 of her game-high 20 points. Now, just as Westwood would knock down a shot, Negaunee would do the same thing on the other end. Courtney Klickner, get it, got it, good from the far wing. Westwood, though, led 8-6. This game went down to the wire, and Westwood would come away in the end with a 46-43 win. The Patriots now sit in the driver's seat in the MPC. In other girls action, it was Kingsford 48, Iron Mountain 22. Calumet ran away tonight from Ontonagon at home, 60-16 your final score. North Central's Morgan Wells, a career-high 26 points and 15 boards for the double-double as the Jets defeated the Rockets. Ironwood defeated Butternut 44-23. Back to the highlights. Stevenson made the trip to Big Bay to battle the Black Bears right from the opening tip. The Eagles were on the move. Tiffany Wagnerin would bounce it to Carlina Johnson for the easy basket. That made it 2-0 Stevenson. It was now 9-0 Eagles when Carlina Johnson comes up with the steal, and she returns the favor to Tiffany Wagnerin, who scores off the window and in to make it 11-0 Eagles. Big Bay would get on the scoreboard here. Mariah Yunker would get the hoop plus the harm, but the Lady Black Bears still trailed early 11-2. Back the other way come the Eagles again. Like they said, they're in transition a lot in this game. Kelsey Johnson goes all the way to the rack for 2. Mark Simon's team played awfully well in this one. Tiffany Wangren had 26 points, 9 boards, and 9 assists. Her sister Tori had 18 points and 12 boards for the double-double as the Eagles win big over Big Bay tonight. That's all for the first half of this edition of Friday Night Frenzy, but there's still plenty more to get to. Straight ahead, highlights from the boys' basketball games tonight in Marquette, Lake Linden, and more next right here on ABC 10. And welcome back to the Frenzy, once again presented by the Venice Pub and Pizzeria of Ishpeming. Well, after a tough loss at home last night to Negaunee, the Marquette boys basketball team looked to rebound against the Kingsford Flivvers tonight at home. Brad Nelson's team needed a win to get back to its, winning ways. The Flivvers and Redmond were tied 14-14 after the first quarter. Let's go to the second. Cole Tengus-Stahl kicks out to Lucas Jennings, who quickly fires and connects, giving Kingsford a 17-16 lead. After that, though, Marquette would take over. Andy Nyquist drives to the bucket. He can't quite get it to fall. Veas Grazoulis is there for the rebound, and the harm plus the hoop that put Marquette up by 8. The Redmen were far from done. Kurt Burmeister goes across the baseline to Larry Burnett, open for 3. Bang, bang, bang. Burnett finished with a game-high 24. With time ticking down in the second quarter, Nyquist gets the ball at the top of the key. Nyquist, nothing but nylon. Marquette outscored Kingsford 23-4 in the second quarter as the Redmen rebounded in a big way over the Flivvers. Your final 71-32. Another boys basketball action. Gladstone was 5 better than Menominee, 52-47. And in overtime, Escanaba won at Houghton, 66-54. We head next to Lake Linden, where the Lakes played at home against the Jeffers Jets. Second quarter, the Lakes leading by 16. Luke Monette would tip the rebound over to Trent Ambule, who finishes with his left hand at the rim. Later in the second, Trevor Angie picks a pocket, and there's nothing in front of him but green grass or brown floor, whatever you prefer. Trevor puts his team up 18. Every shot that Lake Linden seemed to put up in the second quarter, went in. Luke Monette again from the baseline, floats it and fills it. Just before the end of the first half, Jeffers scores a much-needed bucket. Alex Otonen tries a long 3, and he would knock it down, and he was knocked out of bounds too. Lake Linden Hubble would win it in the end, though. 67-43. Tyler Ruse finished with 16 points for the Lakes. Back to the boards. Lance had 3 in double figures in their win over West Iron County. Hancock behind 20 from Alex Almquist, won at Ontonagon, 52-35. Berga's Zach Owens dropped 18 in a win over Ewan Trout Creek, and Ironwood defeated Butternut, 62-24. Back to the goods. I have come to realize that Jeff Olson is the most popular man in the UP as Hematites played at home against Manistique. Third quarter, Ishpeming in firm control, leading by double digits. Alex Briones window shopping, and he bought 2 there. Later, Briones absorbs the contact here, and the future Central Michigan football player scores yet again. Mr. Briones wasn't the only Hematite to light up the stat sheet, though. Bobby Zalke with a crossover drive scoop, and the score. Zalke finished with 15 points. Manistique had issues making buckets in the game, but not here. Justin Hoholik comes up with the steal, and he would finger roll the biscuit into the basket for 2. Back, though, to the blue and white. Briones would score coming up again here. He had 25 points. Fire up chips, I'm allowed to say that, as Ishpeming wins big at home over Manistique. Well, it's a good night to be a Westwood Patriots fan. The girls won over Negaunee, and the boys won at Norway. Forest Park won at home over Bark River Harris, 82-43. Kearney Nato squeaked by North Dickinson, 55-54. And Mid-Peninsula behind a combined 40 points between Evan Winkelbauer and Chad Brandstrom. They both had 20 apiece, if I remember correctly. They defeated Rapid River 73-44. The UP Swimming and Diving Championships are underway at Marquette High School. The 1-meter diving competition was earlier today. Each diver made 6 different dives. Maya Monica of Westwood finished second overall unofficially with 154.25 points. The girls' overall winner was Houghton's Lauren Jackson. She finished with just under 177 points to take home first place honors. We will have complete results up on our website shortly at abc10up.com. A couple of other boys basketball scores just coming in as we speak. Dollar Bay got its first win of the season tonight, 48-34 over Chassell, and Big Bay Nanook defeated Stevenson. That's all for this edition of The Frenzy. Enjoy the weekend, everyone. Good night.